Meet Club Goblin. He was born with one goal in mind, showing people how to turn a Tera Burninator into a bossing mule of greatness. So our goal is simple. Turn this fresh little guy into the big, beastly Club Goblin he was always meant to be, one who can slay the entirety of the CRA and start accruing us some cold, hard meso. The plan is simple. We must turn this little man into a 4-door boss mule with as little investment as possible, hopefully showing you all along the way the entire pathway to turning a Tera Burn into a respectable meso-earning machine. Now, Club Goblin isn't here to play around. He is here to put in the work and make the meso. And I will be setting some rules for myself, both to make things more interesting for me and also for you, the viewer. So here are some rules for the character. First of all, I'm going to be allowing myself to use my Legion and Link skills that my account has already built upon and accrued. The main reason for this is I don't think it's particularly fun or engaging content to simply start a new account, start by doing the same Link skills in the same order every single time. It's just tedium, not necessarily content. I understand that you may not have the Legion and Links, but I'll get to some of the restrictions that I'll be imposing on myself in a little bit. But I want this to be on my main account also, and also main server, so that I actually care about the progression of the character and I put in effort and feel like, you know, playing it. And I think that will end up making for better content. I will also allow myself to transfer node stones onto the character. However, I am going to just not transfer like 3,000 node stones and max out everything, as that's a massive, large power increase that a lot of people won't be able to do, just because events only give a certain amount of node stones. But the reason I am choosing to do this and allowing myself to transfer some node stones at all is because there are a lot of events that come around that give large quantities of node stones, hundreds at a time, usually a few hundred per claim, with events running multiple claims. So I'm giving myself reasonable access to node stones. And as I promised, here's some of the self-limitations to counter the benefits that I am allowing myself. So, first of all, I will not allow myself to use meso that is generated on any other character on my account other than the Dawn Warrior, Club Goblin. So if Club Goblin doesn't earn it, I can't use it. In addition to this, I will also be not allowing myself to use Ursus or MapleStory. Reason why this is so big is because these are two of the largest meso sources for a weak character early on, and I'm not going to be allowing myself to utilize them in any way at all. So all of the meso on this character is going to be from my Dawn Warrior, Club Goblin, and he's going to be clearing the daily and weekly bosses or from killing the monsters. That is the only meso I'm allowed to use under any circumstances. Secondly, I will also not allow myself to party for any bosses throughout this video/series, depending on if I make an episodic series with solo progression, to make it more difficult, and also to take away some of the benefits that I'm allowing myself, Legion, Links, etc. And if you don't have as much Legion as me, or you're not playing during an event that gives out node stones, you're going to have more options than I do in other aspects to hopefully make up for the things that I might have that you might not. Make sense? You'll always be able to party for a boss at the very least and struggle through it, whereas I'm not allowing myself to do that. I think it's a fair balance between showcasing an interesting video idea and also making it not super tedious just for the sake of being tedious. Yeah. So what are our goals and the path to the goal? We know the overall goal of the character is to turn it from a level 10 into a character that can clear 4-door CRA. But there are some things we're going to need to do along the way to get us there. The first thing we need to focus on is leveling the character, quite obviously. Hitting level 200 is our goal, as it's when our Tera Burn ends, and it's also when 5th job unlocks. We could achieve our goal without getting to level 200 and not using 5th job, but it would take significantly more investment and time, and it's not something anyone should really do reasonably. 5th job provides a massive power boost that we absolutely need to utilize and should utilize. So that brings us to our first major section, and that's going to be leveling. Our first goal is pretty clear to me. We level to 200. So I'm briefly going to touch on the training to 200 here. I'm not going to showcase everything, but I think it's worth doing as this is a major part of the Tera Burn. So as soon as I'm able to free myself from the shackles of endless cutscenes and forced questing, I will make my way to the first training map. And since, again, if you remind yourself, I'm flat out broke on this character and I don't have access to a teleport rock or any meso, I settle for training at whatever map I can reasonably get to, and I chose Blue Mushrooms to start with. So I do have a training guide that I typically try to follow, and I will link it in the description if you're interested in my training guide and what I choose to do if I could pick anything. If you want to see where I usually train at what levels until what times, etc. I'm not doing in-depth leveling here, but it's there. So I will obviously mention what I have early on access to is my links, and the biggest link right now that I'm going to be talking about is Aaron Link. So what does Aaron Link do? Aaron Link increases the experience you gain per combo orb, and it's very vital, especially early on in a character's life. Combo orbs spawn every 50 kills, and it upgrades progressively. Blue orbs, which are the first orb that spawns, and it upgrades to a purple orb at 350 combo, which gives slightly more experience, and then finally it upgrades to a red orb at 750 combo, which gives the most experience. There is some golden orbs that spawn, but it's going to be over like 2000 combo or something, I don't really know, so it's like pretty irrelevant for what we're doing. You'll notice in the footage that I'm playing in the background here is basically just me trying to farm combo orbs and getting a bunch of experience from combo orbs, as a combo orb early on is easily worth a full level, sometimes close to 2 levels. Combo orbs are basically just very lucrative when leveling a new character, and it's something I focus on heavily when I do these early levels especially. It's free real estate, baby! Another thing I wanted to touch on very briefly is while you're grinding on maps, sometimes these different colored portals can spawn, and early on, every single one of these portals give us a very lucrative amount of experience, and I would highly suggest to all of you that you go into any portals that you see under like level 200, maybe even like level 250, honestly. The purple ones are by far the best ones for experience, but at such a low level, especially our low level, all of these portals give a hefty amount of experience. We are talking multiple levels worth. Like, you go in, you get a level, and you come out with 99% experience. It's crazy. So the next, I guess, section will be gearing. In order to properly achieve our goals, we're going to need, meso and gear. It's just a fact. And throughout the leveling process, I typically go and I'll kill bosses that I think I can kill, both for their equip drops and their boss crystals. For the meso, as I mentioned, both of these things are, things we severely need. We need to fill up our slots, and we also really, really need meso. So first, we kill Zakum. Zakum drops a face and an eye accessory, which, I would be happy to get, and it's also an incredibly easy boss, gives us some experience as well. Easy Magnus is something I decided to slip in as well. I was hoping I could get lucky on a shoulder or a badge drop, but in any case, it was more meso, which we need. Hella was next on the list. She has quite a few drops she can fill slots with, such as earrings, boots, or gloves, and of course her boss crystal, which plus meso. Von Leon I ran simply for meso. There's nothing I want from Von Leon, though you can get Von Leon gear. This is just not part of the path that I'm choosing. Next up, I decided to go into Horntail, and for Horntail we were hoping for any of the accessories he drops. Notably the earrings or the silver blossom ring or a Horntail pendant. One of those 3 items would be great, multiple would be mwah, chef's kiss. Next, I cruise through normal Root Abyss, because in order for us to challenge Chaos Root Abyss, we need to kill every single normal boss 5 times. We can kill the boss once a day, so we need 5 days killing them once a day, before we're allowed to fight Chaos. And we're hopefully going to be able to defeat the CRA on day 5, which would be the fastest we could possibly clear it. After CRA, I decided to hop into Pink Bean, which ended up taking a bit of time to clear, but I need the meso, and he also has a chance to drop a Holy Cup, which goes in your pocket slot, and we can utilize that for some more free damage. I also snuck in a Ranmaru at the end for the extra meso. Make sure to like the video if you've been enjoying it, and of course consider subscribing. It helps the channel out a lot, and I appreciate you bigly. So the next section is going to be us hitting level 200. So we hit level 200. No surprise. After some grinding on day 2, we hit level 200, immediately start to do the questline to get my 5th job advancement, as we have some serious work to do before we're properly equipped to do CRA. So upon finishing our 5th job quest, I did transfer over 300 of my node stones from the last event that I never opened because I saved them for this exact occasion. Had a plan, and now we're doing the plan. This video is my plan. I pop open the nodes, I look for our proper trio nodes, and I get our nodes slotted in. We don't have very many node slots to spare as we are just level 200. And I'm realizing if we're able to get to level 205 before day 5, that would be nice to have, as it opens up an extra node slot every 5 levels that I'll be able to utilize for our CRA clear. But if not, we're just going to have to make do. In terms of leveling my nodes, I level up my the main 5th job burst node, which is Rift of Damnation for Dawn Warrior, and I level up everything else as far as I can take it, reasonably with the 300 nodes that I opened. And now I want to say we're going to be doing some bossing, but what it ends up being is very struggle boss runs, because, I mean, we need the meso, we're very weak, but we need to do this. We need to do this to progress. We need the equips, we need the meso. So I attempt to clear Chaos Zachem, I attempt to clear Hard Hilla, and I attempt to clear Hard Magnus. And in between each of these bosses, I attempt, piece by piece, to slowly upgrade the scraps of equipment that I do have. I try to Star Force everything to 10. I get as many things potential as I can, because we're limited on potential scrolls. We really just have the Legion shop to work with there. And I'm trying to go for one-line main stat on as many things as I can, and I'm also trying to get a line of attack on secondary and emblem, so things like that. And just for the sake of time and making this a cohesive video, I'm not going to be showing off every single time that I Star Force or get potential on something, but rest assured that it did happen, and I will try to show as much as I possibly can. A lot of this footage is sped up 500, 600, 700, 800%, and it's still hard for me to condense a lot of this to show off just literally everything I've done. But in general, just keep these things in mind. I'm trying to Star Force things to 10, I'm trying to get things to have potential, and I'm trying to get one line of my stat on it, or if it can roll attack, I want one line of attack on it. That is generally what I am trying to do, and I'm just trying to fill up as many slots as I can and get as many things usable as I can. Everything is temporary at this point, I just need damage. So today is the big day. Today marks the 5th day of Club Goblin being in existence. So I'm going to be attempting CRA after I run my normal RA for the day, and I will be leaving both of these runs in just so you can see I'm not bamboozling you guys or anything. I also am doing a quick gear check to show you what I'm going to be ending up rocking throughout the fight. The gear leaves a lot to be desired. It's not very good at all, but this was by design. Our temporary CRA that we got from the Tera burn is by far our best items, aside from the emblem, which I did admittedly get pretty lucky in tearing up with some hard cubes that I bought from the Henny General Store. Overall, though, the gear is quite bad, but I still have only used the 300 event nodes that you guys saw me prior use from the last event, and I also think this is a good thing because, again, things that I have that you guys don't, you can make up for damage in the gear, so if you put in a little bit of effort, get your gear to like one-line stat on rare, you're gonna be much stronger than me. But if you have the Legion and Lynx, then you can just also easily overgear this stuff a lot more than me. I just wanted to show you guys that it is very possible, even if you're somebody that has not a super established account, because the restrictions I did place on myself, I feel, are pretty hampering. Either way, though, this was very fun for me to make, ultimately, and let me know if you guys want to see more of the Club Goblin solo progression in the future. I mean, who knows? Maybe I'll make a video slowly juice on this guy up to this next set of bosses in the boss mule hierarchy, you know? We push it to, I don't know, normal Lotus, normal Damien, and then we push it to normal Slime, and then easy Will, easy Lucid, stuff like that. Let me know what you guys think or want. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and of course, extra thank you to my YouTube members. I'm new for Remix My Life, It's Biscuits Inder Diz, and of course, if you liked the video, of course, give it a like, please. It helps me out a lot. And of course, consider subscribing, as it makes me a better person, as bigger number equals better person. Thank you guys. Enjoy the rest of this.